Welcome back to the Clubhouse, and for those of you just joining us, welcome to the Tribe. We are a group of FSU alumni obsessed with the culture, the gear, and the game of golf. From breaking down tour news to roasting our own weekend blow-ups, no topic is out of bounds. Grab a drink and settle in. This is the Tea Time Tribe. All right, everyone. Episode 3, Season 2. A quick rundown of what we'll talk about. We'll obviously recap the American Express and Scottie wins, starting off 2026, just as the end of 2025. We'll talk a little bit about some up-and-coming talent on the tour that we might see this year, including Mr. Blades Brown, who had quite the last 2 weeks of golf. I think we should have a little debate on the Scottie versus Tiger, as that's been going around as well. And then we'll get into the tournament this week of Farmers Insurance. Starts off, Ian, John over here in Virginia are freezing our asses off, covered in snow and ice.
Can't confirm.
Ian, it's just
no
typical day in Florida.
The irony just looking at what we're all wearing right now too is that I'm the only one out of the three of us wearing a jacket, and this isn't a light jacket. Like, this is a pretty heavy jacket. This is like a marine layer jacket that I have on.
You got to pay your bills at the house, buddy. Come on now,
bro. It is objectively cold for Florida right now. It's finally hitting us. Florida finally said, all right, fam, I'll join the rest of the country, and said, all right, we're going to get chilly. So it's down in the 50s right now.
Jeez, that's cold. Yep.
I would give you $100 right now just to have that outside. I don't even need to go outside. I just want to go to melt away all this ice and nonsense that we have right now.
Yeah.
This was the first time I had to have multiple goes at trying to shovel my driveway.
Same here.
What do you mean? Just because it was so cold?
Usually it's snow and it's just a quick shovel and throw to the side. And this one you have to keep like axe picking at it.
Tomorrow I'm going to send a picture of the blocks of ice. I mean, it's like a 3-4 inch just block of ice that you have to get under and get off your driveway. Our streets haven't been plowed. It's just completely iced over. I mean, it's snow with an ice layer over it, and it's smooth, but it's just slick. You play a hockey game in the streets right now.
It's so frozen that I can walk in my backyard right now, and so can my dog, and our feet and his paws don't go down into the snow. It is frozen.
Yeah, you really got to try to crack the ice.
Yeah, I mean, I know this is nothing for you guys, but if you looked at the weather for Florida, for Orlando, Florida, over the next few days, it will actually be objectively cold. Like on, let's see.
Can't wait to hear this.
The high on Sunday is 45 degrees with a low of 29.
Your low is higher than we had this weekend.
Yeah. But think about it. Think about how much difference this is.
Time out.
Come on.
You
got to admit, that's cold for Florida.
We have to stop this episode. I'm going to go on Twitter and tweet at DeSantis, all the local FEMA offices. We have to declare a state of emergency in advance of this weekend.
It will be.
It's supposed
to rain on. It's supposed to rain on Saturday too. Like 60% chance of rain. Shit, there could be snow on the ground on Sunday in Orlando, Florida.
That would just be so.
Crimea River.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the flurries that melt as soon as they hit your pool. Get out of here!
My goodness. All right,
back to regularly scheduled programming.
Back to tournament just wrapped up. Again, Scottie being Scottie, just starting off the year with another win. I don't even know why anyone thought anything different would happen.
I didn't. He had no injuries. He had no injuries to start the year off this year. So, he's back to business. It's no questions, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I don't know if you guys saw the clip of him prior to, we sent that clip back and forth of, I think we posted it up on our socials too, of him playing 9 holes. It was a play 9 holes with me, and he birdied like 6 of the 9 holes just in a 9, just a casual 6 under par through 9. I mean, for that to be you coming out and just fucking around, like, come on, what did you expect?
This I mentioned it on last week's episode. John Rahm famously called it a pitch and putt this entire tournament at the MX. Scottie definitely did that this week. It is impressive though, because they are playing 3 different courses. So you have to bring it. You can't really get in a rhythm. Obviously, over Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're playing different tracks, and then Sunday you play whatever's the stadium course on the final round.
Yeah.
So you play that for a second time. So you got to bring it, different game every single day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which he obviously did. And yeah, just it's one of those things where we've talked about where if he's playing bad, he's gonna be like in top 20, top 30. If he's playing
Right.
average, he's top 5. If he's playing good, he's gonna win. If he's playing really good, he's gonna win by a lot, right? Like, and this was a very ho hum, very more or less walk in the park. Ended up winning by what, 4?
4, yeah.
Yeah.
4 strokes against
After
guys.
put one in the water on 17.
Could have been, yeah, exactly. Could have been more. Guys
Yeah.
were, he's playing against guys who were playing their ass off, like this Blades Brown kid, who we'll get to in a second, playing out of his mind. Siwoo was playing really well up until Sunday. So, and he's just, NBD. I'll come back and win, not a problem.
John, I think it's a good point. I actually think, hot take, I think it's more of an advantage for Scheffler than for the rest of the field to play different courses, almost a different course almost every day. Someone who is that in control of their golf game that doesn't have to really get into a quote rhythm, because he knows his swing so well. I forgot what hole it was on, but I was just watching highlights yesterday he had flared one out to the right to not go in, or flared one out to the left to not go into the water on the right. And he had about like an 8-iron into the green, but his approach shot was like this, had to hit off a stomp down lie. So he had to really pick it to get the right distance, and had to hit it 20 yards short of the pin so that it would roll down to where the pin location was, which was back right for a Sunday location. And he executed it flawlessly. Only a guy with his level of creativity is going to be able to do that. That's what you need to win a tournament by 4 strokes and make it look effortless, versus some of these other guys that I feel like if you would have played the same course all 4 days, you've got the same strategy. You know what you did the day before. You gain that confidence level from the day before, and you go out and you do it again and again and again.
I'm still in shock. I don't know why. I wasn't expecting him. I don't know why I wasn't expecting him to win. I was expecting him to just come out and I think have that mindset of like, let's just kind of get the first tournament underneath our belt and have a decent finish and kind of get the wheels turning. And then for him to come out and win by 4, which was he top 10 after the first 2 days or something? I feel like he wasn't close to the top, but he was like kind of there.
He was hovering.
Yeah. He had like an 8 under one day, Thursday or Friday. He had a really good day.
Yeah, so I think like because he wasn't already at the top of the leaderboard and I just saw him there, I just thought like, all right, he's just going to kind of coast along and get like a top 10 or something and call it a day. Next thing you know, 4-shot win.
It's similar to what Royer was talking about at the Masters, right? I feel like Scottie is a really good example of someone who just gets into his own bubble, and he's playing against himself. He knows if he plays against himself, nobody's going to beat him. So why even give a fuck about looking at the leaderboard? I don't. That would be a great question to ask him. Like, do you even look at the leaderboard? Because when you're winning tournaments by that many, you don't even need to look at the leaderboard. On average, your strokes gained are going to be more than the entirety of the field. So you can just play your own game, and as long as you execute fairly well, you're gonna win.
Yeah. We talked about before, when he's kind of in the zone bubble, like you said, it can get kind of boring and monotonous, but it's also just it's the fucking best in the world. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yep. The irony of thinking about like the comparison to Tiger, and like why was Tiger so electric? Well, because he would flare drives like left and right all the time. Like the driver wasn't always his best thing. That's the reason why he hit that stinger so often, right? But his recovery shots were the things of beauty, right? In his short game, to get himself out of trouble were the things that made highlights, right? Scottie's just he's in the fairway and he's on the green. He's in the fairway, he's on the green. It's yeah, you're right, John. It's just boring. It's boring golf. It's boring to watch. But
It's boring to watch, but damn, as a golfer, incredible to watch.
A lot of respect. What isn't boring? We're just on the spit Scottie stats here. Got a couple of them. Just crossed 100 million in career earnings. He's not even 30 yet. on the tour.
He's like 7 million behind Rory right now or something.
Yeah. Now, to be fair,
Career?
yes, career. He joined the tour at like the most opportune time on the planet with these bonuses and purses and everything. So this was the best time ever to be really effing good. I'd be curious to see if he can get to 200 million in career earnings before he turns 35. It's on 5 years. Could he double it?
Yes.
I'm saying yes.
I think so.
I think he could too. Yeah.
If he doesn't retire to go on some type of sabbatical to Africa to help children, starving children. Yeah. Because that's just the kind of random shit that I feel like Scottie would go do. He's like, yeah, I mean, golf's just the thing I make money for. Yeah. Support my family.
True.
I don't know. I don't know,
Well,
man.
let's hold off a little bit on the Scottie because we'll talk more in depth Scottie versus Tiger debate. Just wrapping up the American Express. Unfortunately, our tribe bet did not hit. I would like to say surprising, but it's not surprising.
Small asterisk, maybe.
Max Homa did well. I know you guys gave me shit for it, but he was close. He finished T27. Jason Day finished T2. And who picked the guy that decided to withdraw for whatever reason?
It's on me. It's on me.
Do we actually know what happened? Did he injure himself?
I didn't see it.
That's good.
I didn't even see it.
I know he's playing this week.
I haven't seen anything posted on it. Let's see.
Well, either way, what the hell? Because he wasn't.
Yeah,
he was
that's
playing
what I thought.
decent.
It just looks undisclosed illness. He probably.
I hate when they do that
he's
because
probably shitting his pants.
Yeah, and then he's playing this week. It's gonna be fine.
Had the shits. I hunt that. What else could it be? Honestly, guys, what else could it be if he's playing in the next week? It can't be something muscular. It can't be something like ligament related. It's got to be something the gut, GI, right?
Yeah, he wasn't playing well, right? Like he wasn't playing very well, so it could have just been any fill in the blank excuse. I just don't want to finish this tournament. I'll see you guys in the car. Could be like I have a migraine or. No, he was like tied for 40 something, wasn't he?
Like T40.
He wasn't out of it.
I know, no, dude. He had just got done shooting like 7 under the day before. So, yeah, he was 7 under through his first 2 rounds. So,
he was fine.
Yeah,
that was the cut.
If he would have gone,
if he would have gone
low,
3 days though. Don't forget.
You're right.
If he would have gone 5 or 6 under, right now you're in it for Sunday, not against Scheffler, but you're in it for the top 20.
I have a theory. He was questioned by ICE.
Oh, get at it. Get at it.
You never know.
Sounds an icy cold take there, buddy.
Thanks, man. Other golf tournament news. Unfortunately, I hate also saying his name, but Patrick Reed did win the DP World Tour Hero Dubai Desert Classic. I saw that he said he was going to take those winnings and put it towards paying the penalties so he could play on the DP World Tour. Started looking more into it, and there was an article of basically John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton are still in their legal battle and all that. And I think up to this point, Liv has paid some of those fines. Rahm said he's probably gotten over $3 million paid for in his DP World Tour fines.
Chump change.
Yeah. I mean, and then Patrick Reed, and I think it was David Pugh that he was going up against in Dubai, also came out and said like, yeah, I'll pay because whatever it is, I want to play on DP World Tour. So it had me thinking, what if the PGA Tour just came out and just said, here's a ridiculous amount of money you need to pay us to get back in, and your name's cleared.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
PGA is a nonprofit company, right? Why not make some money for the kids?
Just come out and just say, I mean, any of these guys going back for Liv are going to have multiple millions of dollars just sitting around.
And Patrick Reed still hasn't signed his contract for Liv for this season. Fun fact. He's like, it starts in next month. I think it starts in like 3 weeks. Their first tournament's like mid-February, I want to say. And he after he won, he claims that it's going to be figured out.
Is he going to go ask for $500 million like Bryson?
Yeah, right. But yeah, I'm like, that doesn't work out.
I think it really, as much as I dislike the guy, I do think we were missing him in the Ryder Cup. I would have liked to have seen Patrick Reed on that Ryder Cup team. And I think Patrick Reed, whether he'll admit it or not, is probably bummed that he wasn't able to be even considered to be part of the team. So I think that could be a serious consideration as to him potentially coming back to the tour.
I mean, I think with Brooks kind of opening the door, the PGA Tour kind of opening the door to saying like, we'll welcome back some players depending on who we want. I think there's going to be a scenario by Ryder Cup in 2 years. I don't foresee if we wanted Brooks or we wanted Patrick Reed or any of these other guys, they'll find a way.
Agreed. Look, it's you want the best golfers in the world on your tour, and Patrick Reed's still a good golfer, right? Like, I know he's been on LIV for a while. Clearly, he just won this the Dubai event, which had a good field. I mean, Rory was in it, Fleetwood, Lowry, a lot of good Europeans. I mean, he's not playing against, this isn't a LIV event field. It's a strong World Tour field that he just won against. So bring him back to the tour. I kind of like, he's spicy. He's a spicy player on the tour, always has been, a little frisky, gets the people going.
Especially with his drops.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, bring him back. I want the best on the PGA Tour. If it means paying a fine or not being allowed into the equity payments over X amount of years, donate $10 million, whatever charity. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's get him back.
Do you think that is a possibility we could see Patrick Reed on the PGA Tour this year?
Nothing surprises me anymore. To be,
his major win was back in 2018, so he doesn't qualify for that. For that exemption back in. But I don't know, man. If he's good for the numbers, I think I think they will, to your point, I think they'll find a way to get him back on.
These these rules are day to day. Let's be real here. Okay, like this Brooks
thing.
They
put a time on it. Wasn't it like February 1st?
Yeah, so I mean, they've got a few days for one, and then for two, like they could bump it a week. Patrick Reed could call in some fake judge to put a restraining order on this, decision and, extend it for like another, X amount of days. I mean, there's loopholes everywhere. That's why they're called loopholes. They'll figure it out. So yeah, I'm in favor of him coming back. Love to have him back sooner rather than later.
Never thought I'd see the day where I was hoping that Patrick Reed would come back to the tour, but
here we are.
I'm not getting into that just yet. All right. So first here in the meat of the episode, we'll get into kind of this up and coming talent. And I think we saw this with Blades Brown. And I saw the little video of him basically in the Bahamas playing in the Korn Ferry Tour event. And then after his round Wednesday, basically red-eyed and flew it all the way over to California and played in the Amex. And I forget what he shot the first day, but the second day he had a putt for 59 and missed it. So he shot 60. But to basically play 8 tournament rounds in a row and to finish how he did, it's incredible.
Yeah, especially the no practice. I mean, I have no idea how many times he's played in these courses, seen them, fill in the blank. I'm assuming probably not many because he's 18. They said on by the way, he took a private flight from the Bahamas to Palm Springs. This wasn't the Southwest connecting Atlanta type deal. He flew as nice as he possibly could. I want to put that out there. But I saw a clip of him on the plane, and he said that while he was down in the Bahamas, he took his last 2 high school exams, so that he's now officially graduated high school. That's how young he is. Very impressive. To be the youth these days, 18, and just rolling out of bed, playing a course he never played before, a tournament. I don't think he's ever played this tournament before. Really, really impressive. I like his action. He's got a good swing, got some peculiar mechanics that we'll get into. But I think he showed us a lot. I don't know how. I don't think he's ever won on the Korn Ferry Tour. I think he's been competitive. I think last year was his first full year on the tour because he basically just gave up high school and was like, I'm turning pro at 17. Bring him into more events. If he's not qualifying, let's start with sponsors exemption here and there. Because it's exciting to see someone that young playing that well against the top guys on the tour.
Yeah, I'm same here. Big fan. Loved to see his action on some of the swing. I don't know if you guys have seen the slow-mo swing videos of him hitting balls without his thumb. He plays without ever making contact with his right thumb on the grip. So I think some of the past good players, aka Jordan Spieth,
I was gonna say
does that on his backswing as well, but he ends up regripping it on his downswing. But yeah, I love the unique swings. I want more unique swings on the tour. Like,
bring back Jim
keep
Furyk.
it interesting. Yeah, and his personality is great. He was just playing rock, paper, scissors with people in the crowd. Like that was, and then drained like a 30-foot birdie putt right after playing rock, paper, scissors against some kid in the crowd. So you love to see that kind of enthusiasm.
It almost like embodies a little bit of like Happy Gilmore of like playing with the crowd, being young, like not really following like the tour aura of like being able to go in front of the cameras and speak politely and all this stuff. And he's just an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah. But he can do that. Like
Right. Of course.
He could do it if he wanted to. Yeah.
John, to your point of he just turned pro last year. He was in 14 events in the Korn Ferry last year, made 9 of those cuts, and 4 of them he finished top 25. So at 17 years old, he made $136,000 playing golf.
Not bad.
I would turn
more than
pro
I've
too.
ever made.
Yeah,
More than I've ever made.
And also, finally got like a very cool name for golf. Blades Brown is a very like Happy Gilmore-esque name. Like if Happy Gilmore,
easy to remember,
right? Like Shooter McGavin's like second cousin is Blades Brown. Younger second cousin. Like, so they got to do something about the marketing for that. Maybe he'll get a Gillette sponsorship when he's a couple years older. He can finally shave. Work the blades.
Nice.
I just thought of that, by the way. That's just really good.
It's right off the cuff.
I hate that I work in digital marketing.
Hey, you really cutting it close there, John. Good on you.
Nice one.
Way to go. Some other names that you may have heard of, you may not have heard of. One that stuck out to me was Gordon Sargent. I believe it was at the Masters either last year or 2 years ago. There was one tee shot he had, I believe on 5 it was, where his ball coming off the driver had just sounded like a missile. Dude swings it. So it'll be interesting to see. And I think he's one of the first to come exempt to the tour through the PGA Tour U program.
Vandy, I think. Yeah.
So
do you know what his hitting speed is?
I could try
his
and
ball
find
speed.
it.
I was about to say because I think Potgieter still holds the highest on tour for ball speed.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
It's like 190. It's like 194, 195.
Let's see. Consistently hitting drives around 128 club head speed, 190 plus ball speed.
Yeah, so he's right up there.
He's up there.
Yeah, I agree, John. Pretty good.
It's not bad. And then another one that popped up, Johnny Kiefer. He turned pro last year. He's from Baltimore, Maryland. Went to Baylor, and he just played this week too in the Amex, and he finished T27. So he had another good finish. He made 2 cuts this year. So it's nice to see some of these younger guys coming up. Oh shit, he made $831,000 last year in Korn Ferry. The 2 wins, 2 seconds. Johnny Kiefer.
Well, okay. That's why he's exempt this year.
Yeah, he was number 1 on the Korn Ferry Tours points list last year too. So, couple names to watch out. I'm sure there's other ones.
You know who else came up through Korn Ferry?
Let me guess.
Scottie Scheffler.
It's a great segue into this Scottie Tiger debate. Where do you guys stand on it? Do you think we can even start considering comparing the two from an overall career standpoint?
Someone brought up a very good point that Tiger's like peak, like the late 90s, that the Tire Slam and all that is still going to be a category of its own. But he had so many good seasons that you can very easily, there's like 06, 07. He had an incredible run. And like he was comparing the two, Scottie's, last 2 years to those 2 years, and they're very comparable. So you can rationally like compare certain runs that Tiger's been on just because there have been so many of them, right? Like pre-injury this, post-injury this, so certain areas you can, but peak Tiger versus peak Scottie, for me, it's still not there. Scottie's got to win, hold all 4 majors at once to, get in that to have a serious look at that conversation. He's come close. He got 2 last year, could happen. I mean, because he won the British last year. That was the last one in the calendar year now. So you have to go British, Masters, PGA, Shinnecock. So it's possible. Maybe it's not easy, but a couple months we could be talking about something like that, just because he's won the Masters a couple of times. So he's gonna be the favorite. Like, let's be real. Going into that, PGA's at Aroniminick. It's outside of Philly. I don't know if they've ever even had a major before, so that's going to be kind of a toss-up. But Shinnecock is somewhere he could win. It's tough, so we'll see.
Yeah, I agree, John. Every time I put the two of them side by side, I try to figure out what was the advantage they both have brought into the tour, right? Tiger's was controlled distance, right? He could hit it a country mile, and the only other guy on tour at the time that could do that was John Daly, and he was doing the Lord's work on some brewskis in the back of his van for the majority of the time on his tour.
He had extracurriculars,
tour run.
Yeah,
Right, extracurricular activities. He had other priorities, but Tiger's was controlled distance and the mentality of just, I will win at all costs. Like, there is nothing that you can do to get in my way to win. And that included the athleticism, right? Getting to that next level of athleticism, I think to his own detriment at one point over the years, especially going into the Marine Corps training. Scotty's to me is the mentality. I guess it's the I don't give a fuck mentality. Like, I believe in some other higher power so much that this really plays no stress on my life. That's the only thing I can think of that separates him. So if he can continue to do that and continue this streak, I think we put him in the same boat. But to your point, John, that's a great point. I think he has to carry those four majors in a row at one point or another in his career for me to keep him in the same vein.
For me, I don't see a comparison yet. And you can talk about like career earnings, you can talk about how many majors or how many tournament wins you have in a set period of time, but as you hear it all the time with like college football, the eye test, to me, I don't think you can compare them. A question I'll give to you guys is, everyone always talks about like weeks at number one, how many PGA Tour wins, number of majors, biggest margin of victory or average margin of victory, like all these different stats people are doing to try to compare the two, which you can't really, because Scottie necessarily hasn't had the full length career that Tiger had. But from what I heard from both of you is it seems like you can't even consider the conversation between the two until they have a Scottie slam, more or less. So
yeah.
If that never happened, but Scottie gets to 16 majors, or Scottie stays at number one for the next 5-6 years, does that change in your eyes?
It would change a little bit, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if he got 16 majors.
16 majors. It's like, yeah.
But we're talking about right now. We're talking about right now. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Because Tiger, by this time in his career, like where Sky's at, he had already done the slam. Like Tiger 99 to 2000, 2001, whatever, the exact time period. But that was within his first 5 years of being on tour full time. This is Sky's 6th year on tour. And he has obviously just hit his 20th win. He has the 4 majors, doesn't have the slam yet, but it's close, but it's not really in Tiger's wheelhouse yet based on the starts of their careers.
So if Scottie started this major season and just knocked off the first 3 and held all of them at once,
then we can
I would seriously reconsider my stance on the matter, for sure.
Here's the thing, because you had mentioned weeks at number one is a big telling stat, which is right now the gap between him and Rory, right? So he's 1, Rory's 2. That gap is the same gap between Rory and the 677th ranked golfer in the world. Don't know his name, couldn't pronounce it, but that's the gap right now. And if he were to win 3 majors this year, like that's gonna, you know what I mean? Like he wouldn't have to play golf for 3 years, and he'd still be the number 1 golfer in the world. So add all those weeks in. So yeah, that's another thing. Like if he were to, add those majors this year, that number 1 streak is just going to keep growing. So
yeah, I would agree with that. I think for me, it comes down to majors, because that's honestly what professional golf kind of comes down to. So everyone can talk about the weeks of number 1. I don't know how they do all those point systems with this number 1, and it doesn't matter to me. Because I think at this point, he has such a strong lead, like you just said, John, that he could probably take off a year and still be a number 1. And by the end of the year, the beginning of next year. I mean, it's massive, the margin that he has right now. So for me, I think the only thing you can talk about when you compare all the greats is those majors.
Yeah.
Okay, Brooks Koepka.
You know what? I'm glad you used me and Brooks in the same sentence. I appreciate that.
Okay, Brooksy. No, but I agree. Yes, you get to ride the coattail of your number one status for a long time after you win multiple majors, but you won multiple fucking majors. You deserve that. You deserve whatever stretch of time that they're calculating. You should be number one in the world, especially if nobody is doing the same thing. If nobody is doing that same feat within 3 to 5 years of you doing that, and you're still winning a tournament every now and then, which keeps you in your bonkers lead in place, you still deserve it, because there's just been sporadic winners across the tour for close to a decade now, and we're finally seeing a solid stretch of real winners here, of real major winners, multiple time major winners. And that has been a long time coming. And he's the first one who actually has a chance to contend with Tiger's record. He could do something that becomes the Scottie Slam, right? To what you so eloquently named it, Eric. And that could be something completely different. Who knows? He could go on to win 6 majors in a row, or 5 majors, right? Like, if he goes and does that, now, does that make Tiger's record irrelevant? No, but it makes Scottie really damn fucking impressive, and it puts him in GOAT status no matter what.
I would agree with that. I think it would just be interesting to hear everyone's take on, kind of going back to my question to you guys, of like, what do you look for to compare it to the two of them? What would have to happen for you to say Scottie is on par with being the great of all time, comparing him to Tiger? And I think a lot of people get stuck up on weeks of number one. I think a lot of people get stuck up on career earnings, which, John, to your point, is he came in at the perfect time when prize money, this limb issue, just skyrocketed and ballooned all this stuff. I don't even know what Tiger's...
Yeah, that's not even on my radar, just based off, I'm going to say inflation, like golf inflation. The career earnings thing is just, it's dumb. Like, he was, when he won his first, I think when he won the Masters in 97, it was like a couple $100,000 or something like that. It wasn't, now it's like 3 million. So it's like, if Tiger's prime right now, like, forget it. He's making $500 million a year in marketing, but
So let me ask this. Let's talk about, compare the NBA to the PGA here. All right. Who is the all-time most winning NBA championship ring winner? Who's won the most rings?
All time.
Bill
Russell.
I don't follow NBA, so I have no idea.
Bill Russell has like 10 or 11.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You nailed it, John. Who's the second guy? And I'll give you a hint. He's got 10.
It's probably one of his teammates, Bob Cousy or John Havlicek.
Wrong. Sam Jones. But you made my point, right? The second most majors, you're not going to remember it. But guess who we do remember? Michael Jordan, who only has 6, right? It's the publicity that really makes a statement here, and what he did from a marketing perspective. And it was the same thing that Nike did with Tiger Woods, right? Scottie's part of Nike, but he hasn't made that same splash. Why hasn't he? I don't think he's made the same splash as somebody like a Michael Jordan or somebody like a Tiger Woods. And why is that? I don't know why, but I just don't get the feeling yet, Eric, to your question of like, what do you compare? Like, how do you compare the two, or what would get them to there? He could end up winning more majors than Tiger Woods and still not be renowned as Tiger Woods. I just, someone like Sam Jones, right? Like, how many people in day-to-day life remember Sam Jones? Not many, right? But he still has 10 rings. So I don't know. It's a tough one for me.
I see your point there. I'm also wondering, kind of back to your point about like this I had
publicity
there for a second.
Yeah.
To your point about that, like, for me, I always remember growing up, I would go to the TV and watch SportsCenter, and I would watch the top 10s. I would watch all the highlights from all the different sports going on. And when golf came on, it was Tiger everywhere. Regardless of who won that week, it was Tiger everywhere. And maybe it's a little bit of a, because we move into this era of like social media and YouTube and stuff like that. Like, I haven't watched cable television and SportsCenter in God knows how long. I'm just watching highlights of whatever pops up my phone. So I see Scottie, and it's on my feed because obviously I'm a golfer and I'm into it. But is that popping up on other people's feeds? Kind of to your point, is Scottie's face getting out there? I don't think it is. I think it's a great point that he hasn't kind of broken through the wall of golf, from golf to the sports world, more or less.
Yeah, and back to the publicity thing, like, this isn't Scottie's fault, just is what it is. He's not doing anything extraordinary, right? Like, Tiger coming onto the scene, like, stories sell too, right? Like, Tiger's backstory is going to sell more than Scottie's 100 times out of 100, right? Like, here's a half black, half Asian man class. That instilled at like the earliest of early age. His dad's ex-military, and he's has his militaristic background where his dad's just drilling him every day on how to get better, how to be mentally tougher, practicing every single day. Whereas, in coming out and basically his dad calling a shot too, basically saying like, hey, this kid's going to be special. He was on Carson show or whatever it was when he was 3 or 4. All of this background leading up to his first start and then the Masters at 21. It's like this prophecy came to light like super quickly, and then like it just took off from there. Whereas like Scottie, like as you said, Ian, like grinded through the Corn Ferry for a year before he went on tour, but like the stuff he was doing wasn't anything extraordinary. Like he wasn't hitting it 400 yards, and the thing that does give him the most publicity is his swing, his action. We were talking about like unique swings. Like every time he hits a drive, you're like, this guy's going to snap both his ankles. His hips are flying. His ankles are going this way, and it's 300 yards down the middle.
Right.
But yeah, like when you compare like those two backgrounds, they're night and day different. And it's again not his fault. Like he's obviously really, really good. He didn't, he doesn't have this story that like kind of could catch fire on social media or catch fire on with the media, TV, all that kind of stuff that we talked about. He's very monotonous. Everything's in his bubble. It's boring, but it works.
That's what works to win right now on tour. And he is the archetype of what a tour player needs to be right now. Swing your own swing. Don't try to do anything crazy. Don't try to be a hero. If you get into a tough spot, take your medicine and go to the next shot. And he's worked on the things and he's grinded on the things that he needed to get better at. Honestly, I thought there was a chance of him being a head case forever when it came to putting. He figured out the putting, and now he is the best all-around player in the world. Simple as that.
I think, and I'll say this, and then we can move on to the farmers for this week. But I think what's interesting that you just made me think of, Ian, is he's not doing anything interesting. And even though he had the season he had, which you could make a very big argument that it was better than his 2024 campaign. To me, when I think of the 2025 season, I think of the first thing that comes to mind is Tommy Fleetwood getting that first win and the issues that he had to deal with, and not.
Number 2, I was going to say it's Fleetwood and Rory win the Masters, and Fleetwood you can 1 and 2 or 1A, 1B,
and Keegan
or Keegan. Yeah, I mean, it's not
Keegan
even
Bradley followed up 3. Yeah,
Scottie won 2 majors, and he's like the 5th story.
Dominating.
Yeah.
Like
that's
not even
the biggest news.
Yeah, it's not even the biggest news on the tour coming out of the tour. So
it's a good problem.
Is that
a good problem for them
PGA?
to have?
Is that
like
like
where your top golfer isn't even your top story.
Like when you think of full swing, because we're all stoked to see what the 2025 season has in store for us. What do you think are going to be the storylines? Yeah, they'll probably have a few minutes of Scottie winning 2 majors. But it's going to be Live PGA drama. It's going to be Ryder Cup drama. It's going to be Keegan. It's going to be Fleetwood. It's going to be McIlroy. These are all things that are not Scottie, a guy who won 2 majors. It's unreal. Unreal.
Do you think, again, not necessarily a fault of Scottie, but do you think Tiger back in the day was pushed more into the spotlight because he kind of had that V1 with Phil. Like that was the back and forth between them two for a while. Scottie doesn't necessarily have, like, you could make an argument, possibly Rory, but like they're not going head to head every week and they're not going head to head every major. So again, not a fault of Scottie, but is that another avenue of why?
I think that played well into the generational drama that it created too. You had the old school golf mentality of these generations before that loved watching Mickelson, who is literally a guy who wears a button-down shirt on the tour to play golf in, versus Tiger Woods, who's going out there with sleeves that are just showing his fucking pythons out there without a collar on, wearing actually Nike kicks, right? That have Tiger Woods in big letters on the back of his shoes, not FootJoy Classics, right? That are the most like understated golf shoe on the market. And it was flashy versus classic, was bomb versus control, and creativity versus your stinger shot, right? Like I think that absolutely played a big factor in it. And when I think about the big quote unquote enemy drama storylines, I think of Koepka and DeChambeau back in well, quote unquote back in the day, right? When they were on tour. And now I think about Rory and the Team USA, right? Like those are the things that I think about. Not Scottie doesn't have anybody, but I also don't ever see Scottie getting into a pissing match with anybody. Like I think somebody could get up in his face and he's not going to do anything. I don't know. So does that mean he's just bound to never be seen in that light? Not that I think he cares, but I think you're right. I think that may be what we're destined to see. A guy that wins a shit ton of majors and he's never seen as quote unquote in contention with Tiger, the GOAT status that Tiger is, which is just unbelievable to think about.
Yeah. I mean, you talked about like his rivalry with Phil, but also like he just, everything that Tiger did was just new, right? Like the club twirl. Nobody was doing that after, good iron shots. And it was like, everyone's like, what's this guy doing? He sticks it to 3 feet. And you're like, shit. Like then the fist, the tiger pumps, they still talk about this Tiger fist pumps. Like that really wasn't a thing. Like no one really showed any emotion or bravado. And he did that from day one. Like, he's lapping the field at Augusta in 97 as a 21-year-old and he's fist pumping, even though he's up by whatever, how many strokes he was up by. I mean, 7 or 8 strokes. He was, kind of a quiet assassin in the sense he wasn't like shit talking anyone on the course. He was locked in, but like when he did something good, you heard about it. When he did something bad, you also heard about it. Cause that's actually when he was vocal, he'd be, MFing himself and, damn it, Tiger this, damn it, Tiger that, if he had a bad shot. But then lo and behold, the next one, he's probably going to pull off some magical shot from the rough, chip it in or chip it in close. So like everything he did was, like I said, his backstory was unique. Everything that he did was brand new. So that like is going to gravitate. And again, perfect timing too, because when he came on, the Jacks, the Arnolds, they had, they were starting to like fade off from the tour and they were looking for, the next generation. So it was him, it was Phil. Yeah, they were the two mainstays. There's a lot of other, good golfers back then. Ernie Els, David Duval had his moment in the sun. And let's not forget, I know I've gone on for a while here. Let's not forget the interview that Tiger had with Curtis Strange back in the day when he was like 21 or whatever it was. And they were talking about like his goals and aspirations. And Curtis Strange was like,
Yeah.
you're going to find out. You're like, you're not going to, you're going to find out, buddy. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
okay, buddy. And like a year later, all the things that he said he was going to do, he did. So I love seeing that clip pop up every once in a while. Babyface Tiger and Curtis Strange. But yeah, that's, I mean, again, it's no fault of Scottie's own. Like all these things we've already seen. The only memorable thing about his game on a day-to-day basis is, again, his mechanics, his swing. The fact that he doesn't snap his ankles or blow out his hip every time he makes a full swing. So maybe they should get into that kind of marketing and compare it to, do like a sports science on it. RIP John Brankus, he's not with us anymore. Wish he was, so we could do, Scottie's swing versus like some other sport and we can get the angles of, the torque and all that. That would be fun. But anyway.
Well, I'm sure this conversation is going to come up multiple times. throughout the course of not only the season, but I'm sure seasons to come. We'll wrap up the episode talking about the Farmers Insurance playing at Torrey Pines, both North and South courses. Also, first PGA Tour event for our wonderful FSU alum, Brooks Koepka. It is going to be incredible to see him come out and play. I'm kind of glad he's coming out and playing at Torrey, because I think at first it was just going to, his first one was going to be waste management. So it's interesting that he decided to jump in the field. Do you think he's going to compete? Do you think he's going to make the cut? What do you think is going to? I think the adrenaline's going to be there.
I'm going to get ahead of our.
The question
to get ahead of our picks. He's my pick this week for a T20.
Damn it,
son of a bitch!
I'm wearing the shirt. Sorry, guys.
No, it's a good pick.
He can, because here's the thing. I think that
it's a good pick, John.
I know we're gonna have ourselves. We might as well get into it. This is the kind of tournament that he gets up for. He's going to be locked in. He's got something to prove. This is like the major Brooks that we know, even though it's just the Farmers. But he's got a lot to prove. That, hey, I haven't lost a step. I'm coming back. I don't want you guys to think this was a mistake. Let me back on this tour. I want to compete. He was out there today practicing already, so he's chomping at the bit. I think he either finishes top 20 or doesn't make the cut. But I'm gonna roll the dice. Top 20, Brooks Koepka. It's rock and roll.
I think it's a smart pick.
Yep, I agree. And this is the kind of course that sets up well for him. He bombs it off the tee box. He's got strong iron play, which the course is so long. And if it's windy at all, which it's supposed to be windy, he's got more of a flighted ball flight. So he sets up well here. Who knows how the putting will go. He can be a little hot and cold on putting, but yeah, I think it's a son of a bitch. It's gonna
have to go through here and see who else I'm gonna.
Wait a second. Were all of us about to pick him for real?
You had to.
I was gonna pick him. Yeah,
you had to.
Look at us. Okay.
How do you not? All
right, we put. You know what? Triple down. We're just picking one person this week.
One player, $30. Let's go.
What are his odds?
Absolutely not. We need a hitter. He's almost 3-1.
He's
interesting.
All right, Ian, you wanna select someone else here?
Yeah, I've always got him on my mind.
Don't dare pick. Again.
I'm not.
He won there last year, for God's sakes.
But I know he did. But I can't have him shitting his pants again, making me look bad. So I'm gonna go our previous captain, old Keegan Bradley. He likes playing in Southern California. I think he's always played well on these greens. So I'm going with Bradley.
Okay.
And he played well last weekend.
Okay, I'm going to need some help picking the third here, because a couple names are coming up here. And I'm trying to be very smart about this.
Nick Dunlap. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we fucking go.
I will give you the three guys that came to mind. Okay. Red hot Chris Gotterup. You could say he was one of the most widely picked and probably most hit of the tri bet, Hideki. And then the third one is a little bit of a wild card, because he is a little bit of an old man, but Rosie.
I'm out for Rosie off the bat. It's just too long of a it's too long of a course for him. No.
He's got better odds than Brooks.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't love it either, because I don't know. I feel like this weather isn't the best for him either, just because it's like could be cold in the morning if he goes out early, and we documented this. He needs a long time to get ready. So if he has an early tee time,
he needs all the help.
He's going to be up at 3-4 in the morning getting ready, and it's not the best for him.
Fair.
So, all right, so we're ruling him out. Gotterup, the only hang-up I don't know if has he played there before?
Go ahead.
I want to say no. I'm not positive if he's played there. So I don't know if it's his first tournament.
Well, if he has.
At Torrey.
I'm a little terrified of Gotterup, because he's like the hot hand, and I feel like we have to keep seeing that from him before I'm getting more and more confident. But we've also seen that from him. It's just a new season, so I don't know how the prep has been for him.
I mean, he's been playing well on the TGL. So if you care at all about that.
Well, if he's playing good against a computer, then I guess we're fucking in. All right, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
All right, you know what? Screw it. I'm taking Gotterup.
I like that. That was semi-decisive. I like that.
All right, so we got Brooksy, Captain Keegan, and we got Gotterup. $10 will pay out $209.
Hey-o.
21. All right.
That still won't cover last season's losses, but
Why?
You know, I love
in the right direction.
our something I love about this podcast. I love our resilience. You know, it takes a lot to go out there every week and lose, and you know what? We're coming back. We just keep coming back.
we have to.
I know.
It's in our blood.
Well, they're
I
like,
agree.
People have their breaking 80, they're breaking 85, they're breaking hundreds. We're just trying to win a bet. That's our thing.
One bet.
Look, if Keegan can make 19 of 21 cuts for the entire 2025 season, we can make one cut this year.
You're right.
Well, our two guys made the cut last year or last week.
Yeah,
Your
if you
guy
make the
decided
cut
to just
bet,
drop
Look,
out of the
man.
tournament.
Look, if you shit yourself, you got to withdraw. You can't come back from that. I cannot confirm. I cannot confirm or deny.
I'm laughing because if Ian ever runs into Ludwig, his first question is going to be, "Hey man, at the Amex in 26, when you pulled out, did you shit yourself?" He's going to be like, "What?" And you're
What the
like,
fuck are you talking about,
and
man?
you're like, answer the question. And if you didn't, what happened?
I just need a yes or no. You saying what are you talking about leads me to believe it's not out of the
So what I'm hearing is maybe not this year, but next year at the Masters, when we get press passes and you get to ask a question to him, Mike in front of you, you'll just say, 2026 MX, did you shit yourself?
I'm not allowed to curse, right? It's Augusta. So I would say, what type of gastrointestinal issues did you have for the Amex earlier this year to have to withdraw? That would
Was
be my
fecal
question.
matter involved in your withdrawal? Yes or no? And that will be our first and only Masters, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it's
my goodness. All right, we're gonna go off the rails.
And Ian asked it on the Tuesday practice round. We don't even stick around for the weekend. We're kicked out immediately.
Just get shut out.
Sir, you know where the door is, right? Yep, we're going. We're leaving.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
So, well, that does it. Got another round in the books there. Thanks for hanging out with the tribe. Remember, if you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe and share it with your favorite golfers and FSU foursome. Until next time, keep in the short grass, keep the drinks cold, and as always, go Knowles.
Cheers.